Hi, in this video I'm going to discuss about this corticospinal tract and upper motor neuron and lower motor neuron lesions. So, this primary cortex, which is located in the precentral gyrus of the frontal lobe, and the premotor area located immediately anterior to primary motor cortex, give rise to about 60% of this fibers of corticospinal tract, and these primary and secondary somatosensory cortical areas, which are located in the parietal lobe, gives rise to 40% of this corticospinal tract, parietal lobe 40%, and the frontal lobe and all 60%. So these fibers in the corticospinal tract leave cerebral cortex and carries these all axons out of this cortex, and this corticospinal fibers then descend through this brain stem and in the ventral portion of this midbrain, pons and all. So in lower medulla, 80 to 90% of this crossing over takes place here and is contralateral because of this crossing here. So the lateral corticospinal tract descends the full length of this cord in the lateral part of the white matter. As it descends down, axons leave the tract and enter the gray matter of the ventral horn to synapse on this lower motor neurons. We can see here like this. So this is corticospinal tract, pyramidal decussation, lower motor neurons, medulla, lower medulla and all. So if the lesion takes place here, that is in upper motor neuron after the pyramidal decussation, so the affected areas will be ipsilateral below the lesion, and if it takes place in here, it will be ipsilateral at the level of the lesion, and if that takes place here in the upper motor neuron area before pyramidal decussation, that will be contralateral and below. So yeah, that is it about this corticospinal tract. Nothing much similar as this previous one which I explained. Now let's get into upper motor neuron lesions and lower motor neuron lesions. Suppose if you have upper motor neuron lesions, what happens is, we discussed in the previous video that upper motor neuron results in hyperexia, that is hyperreflexia, that is more reflexes. So this causes hyperreflexia, that is more number of reflexes, and also it causes Babinski sign present. Babinski sign is nothing but it is a test or the sign which is used for this upper motor neurons testings, in that the toes of the foot will be upgoing, so that in the questions they may be ask you about Babinski sign, or they may refer it as upgoing toes. And as it is hyperflexia, we can see increased in the muscle tone, and we can see this clasp knife reflex, that is over a sensitive Golgi tendons, and we can see here atrophy of muscles and degenerations and all, and decreased speed of voluntary movements also we can see here. So large body is affected here. So these all symptoms, these all are the classic symptoms of spastic paralysis. I mean spastic paresis. So, and next, coming to this lower motor neuron lesions. This lower motor neuron lesions result in no reflexes or areflexia, and it has no Babinski signs, but it has fasciculations. Fasciculations are nothing but random twitches which occur before the uh, dystrophy or the degenerations of the tissues. So next one is there is no reflexes, so there is no low muscle tone, and atrophy of muscle takes place here, and loss of voluntary movements is present, and a small part of the body is affected, small area, and these are all the classic signs of the flaccid paralysis. So if we get into the point, I'll show you a picture here so that you can understand more clearly. So if we have, suppose, the lesion of upper motor neuron before the pyramidal decussation, that is before here, from here to here, what happens is the symptoms are contralateral and also below the lesion. So upper motor neuron results in spastic paresis, and if we have after after decussation, that also for upper motor neuron, that is from here to here, the effects are spastic weakness, that is ipsilateral and below. So if we have lower motor neuron, the that is occurs flaccid paralysis, that is ipsilateral and at the level of the lesion. So the things here to remember are nothing but if the lesion occurs at the lower motor neuron, after pyramidal decussation everything is ipsilateral. Before that, the that is contralateral. So crossing here changes everything. So in this, and if it takes place in lower motor neuron, it is at the level. If not enough in upper motor neuron, it is below the lesion. So that are the things you should keep in mind. And yeah, that's it. And if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe, and that helps me, like I feel like encouraging, so that I can do some more videos. In next class, I mean in next video, we'll discuss more about the spinal cord, sensory pathways and all, like spinothalamic and all tracks in detail and in clear way. So that's it. Enjoy.